Hello, it's Wednesday the 26th of November 2014. Well, I've recovered from my sad departure from my old car. I have a new car now, and I hope to be able to bring you pictures of that very soon. The only reason you haven't got it today is because I'm a bit short of time, because a little bit later on, I'm driving the new car up to my sister's for a day out with my niece and my nephews and their children as well, at this place we went to last year. Do you remember we went to a place called Sundown Adventure Park, and it's like a theme park type thing for the under 10s. So we're going to that it's today, actually, tomorrow, today, whatever. And I shall hopefully bring you a little report on the next show, boys and girls, okay? Meanwhile, a couple of emails have arrived. I shall read them in their entirety. Entirety. Can't get the words out today, dear. Entirety. You make of it what you think, okay? First of all, from Marj. And we were talking about restaurants and pubs. As you know, I went to a very nice restaurant on Friday night with my best mate Ron, and very nice vegetarian. I told you all about that on Saturday's show. And Marj says, on the question of restaurants or pubs, we don't have pubs where I live, but I did go to a restaurant once which was just a plain Jane Caff and ordered biscuits and gravy. Well, there's nothing wrong with a plain Jane Caff, there really isn't. Our biscuits are like small buns, not like your biscuits. Small buns? Oh, just like what I've got on my behind. Small buns, Marj. Anyway, I was on the way to a large town called Lawton. And when I'd reached the rodeo, oh, you're not on one of those horses, are you? You know, they go like that, and they keep chucking you backwards and forwards until you fall off. I reached the rodeo. I started having belly cramps, and it got worse and worse. I realised I had food poisoning from the gravy. Well, I've never heard of anyone getting food poisoning from gravy. Oh, I hate that. Food poisoning. I had it once. And I did it to myself because my freezer had switched off. And I switched it back on again and left everything in there and then cooked the burgers. They must have had poison in them. I felt like dying, but of course I survived. How do you know? How do you know you survived, Marj? You might be a ghost. Maybe you don't exist. Maybe I don't exist. Do any of us exist? Are we here? Why, if we are? I used to work in a restaurant once and was working in kitchen area. A co-worker was making pancake batter. Oh, we like those. And she usually worked the front. But because we were so busy, she ran out and came back to the kitchen to make the batter. She wore a ponytail, and normally all kitchen crew wore hairnets as required. She bent over the batter bowl while beating the batter, with her hair hanging from her ponytail downwards towards the batter. And I said, oh, okay, that's not going to work. Oh, how awful. Imagine having hairs in your pancakes. Oh! I don't like it when you see them in the sink either, Marj. Horrible things, hairs. We won't be serving pancakes with hair in it. I made her toss it out and started a new batch. If I had not been there, it would have been served. Well, it's a good job you were there. Stopping people get hairs in it. Oh, I hate it. Then you get hair in your tooth. Oh, and you can't. Oh, you're on it on the top. I can't find it. And you're back in it. Hair. I can't find that hair. Oh, I hate hairs. I can continue more horror stories on things I have seen while working in cafes and restaurants. Don't want to make your audience gag, though. Oh, no. Well, I don't know. I don't mind telling those stories, Marj, if you send them in. Thanks for... thanks for... There might be a little misprint there. She said she loves the sunflower with the shades. Where's that gone? Where's my sunflower? Oh, I don't know where he is today. Sunflower, where are you? There he is, over there. One moment. I'll get him to make another appearance for me. Oh, God. That's it. Everything's fallen down now. I knew I shouldn't have moved. Just, oh, no, you've seen everything now. Look, it's all held up. Held up with bits of tape, you see, right at the top there? See the bits of tape? It's all bits and pieces in here, you know. It is. And the camera today is just held up with on a blooming iPhone box. Here we are. Here we are. There's the little sunflower. And it sings. There we are. That's the sunflower making an appearance, especially for Marj today. Marge carries on. What Ron was saying about my mother and a Ouija board. This was on Saturday's show. And basically, I sang Marge's happy birthday. Marge's mum's happy birthday. And then I mentioned that she was no longer with us. And Ron says maybe we should get a Ouija board out. Now, that Marge is our sense of humour. However, you go on and say I was quite hurt by that comment. Now, I've got to tell you, I or he would in no way have wanted to hurt anyone by that comment. It is our sense of humour, and we've come across this time and time, Marge. Time and time again, you don't get our sense of humour. And similarly, we don't get quite a lot of what you say. And I don't know there is no real answer for it, is there? It's very, very difficult. We don't mean for one moment to hurt someone by saying something derogatory about a loved one who has passed away. I mean, I could similarly say to you now, I'd love to have my mum sitting here today, but I'll have to go and dig her up first. Now that is my sense of humour. Right? If I had said something to you, would you have been offended by that? Probably so. I'm sorry, you know, there's a difference, there's a big difference in our senses of humour. There really is, Marge, and the same coming the other way. Sometimes you put a comment on things and I look at it and I think, I don't get that. I don't get that at all. And then, as you've seen yourself, other people don't get it either. So I don't know what the answer is, but all I will say is that there was no hurt at all meant by that comment. It was just a little bit of fun, that's all. All right, my darling. Marge goes on to say, my mum has only been gone about 4 months. I know, very difficult for you. Very difficult. And I just wanted to remember her, and I abhor Ouija boards. Is it Ouija board? Well, I've never done one and I wouldn't. I think it would attract bad spirits, not good ones, so I would never do one. My mother's name was Marie. So it should have been Happy Birthday to you. Happy Birthday, Marie. Happy Birthday to you. There you are. I've corrected myself, you see. Forgot to say the name. Thanks for the song. Ron was making fun of my solemn moment of my mother's birthday. Again, I'm sorry if I took it the wrong way, which you did, I'm afraid. You did take it the wrong way. But I'm really suffering the grief of her loss. I cried all day on her birthday, as indeed you would. As indeed you would. I've only just stopped crying on my mum's birthday, and it's like 14 years now. When someone like that dies, you'll never get over it, Marge. You will learn to live with it. That's what I've had to do. I've little cries now and again, you know, but you will learn to live with it. But you'll never get over it, okay? I haven't. Ron's humour I know I don't get, but this song was to honour my mum and not make fun. It's a different culture I live in. Yes, it is. Perhaps when I stop grieving so much, I won't take things the wrong way. Sorry, and I'm sick and tired of Ron making fun of how many viewers you have. Well, it doesn't matter to me. He thinks I'll worry about those numbers, and I don't. I don't. We get 50 or 60 people watch each show. Fine, that's okay. It's worth doing, isn't it? It's worth doing. It was funny one time, but continually making fun is not funny. So thank you for that one, Marge. And Marge, someone has also commented on your comment, which, as I've read yours out, I'll read that one out as well, my darling. It says, "Hi, Chris. You know me well enough that I will defend any of my friends when I feel it's necessary. I'm about to do so here, and why I'm doing it in an email for you to read out will hopefully become clear momentarily. When the link for Saturday's show popped up in my newsfeed on Facebook, I went to it and happened to notice, shall we say, not so nice comment from someone had put about Ron, and that comment angered me enough to speak up, so here goes." And I read these so we can have two sides here. Do you see what I mean? So someone sent that, I've read the original one out, and here's something that someone else has replied to. Not me, someone else. As some of you may remember, I made a return trip to London in April of this year. Now, this is from Millie. Millie is, she has, I'm so sorry, Millie, I can't remember what it's called. Oh, damn, what is it? Cerebral cerebral palsy, I think it is. I think that's the one that Millie has. So she's always been in an electronic wheelchair with a gear stick, and I call her Motorised Millie. And she tears up and down high streets, terrorising neighbours all over the place. She says, as you know, I made a return trip to London in April of this year. Of course, it was an absolute must that I meet up with Chris because I consider him to be my best mate. The day after that, Chris left a message at the hotel where I was staying to ask if I wanted to get together with him and Ronnie the following week. Of course, I said yes, so the arrangements were confirmed. Now, I'll put my hand up and admit I had reservations about meeting Ron at first, because I had what I now know was the wrong impression of him. I thought he made fun of those of us who watch and listen to the show, and I found it to be annoying, just like you do, Marj. But I put that aside and agreed to meet Chris and Ron because he's Chris's best mate, and because, let's face it, getting to London is not something that I'm able to do on a constant basis. I'm so glad I did that now, because I got to see the real Ron and not the act he puts on for the show. Yes, ladies and gents, that's right, Ron puts on the snarky act for the show. But I can promise you, after having met him in person, that what you see and hear from him on camera is not how Ron truly is. I now know that after having some time spent with Ron and Chris together, that Ron has a big heart. It's just that that's something that people don't see straight away. But trust me, it's there. I saw it for myself. Sure, when Ron and Chris are together, they are like two little boys. So true, Marj. And Millie, you don't know half of what we get up to. We are like two kids. I'm 51 and he's 41. You would never think it if you saw us out sometimes. Apart from my bad foot and his bad back, he's in great pain today, actually, Ron. He's bad. His back has got really bad again. Sure, when Ron and Chris are together, they're like two little boys, but that's just them. Trust me, I know if one or the other was in trouble for some reason, the other would be there in nothing flat to help. I also now consider Ron to be a friend, just as Chris is my friend. Moral of the story, what you think you know about a person isn't necessarily true. Don't judge a book by its cover. And that's from Millie in Minnesota. And we hardly ever hear from you anywhere, Millie. You must write in more often, my darling. I suspect you're busy and all that. And are you in the cold part? Is it like really cold where you are at the moment, Millie? I hope it's not too cold. Anyway, that's it for today, boys and girls. Thank you very much. As I say, tomorrow I hope to bring you a little video of my trip up north to Lincolnshire, and you'll meet my niece and nephews and also their children as well. There's four of them now, actually. There's George, Evie, Harry and Emily. There we are. There's four of them, and there's another one on the way. Gary's wife, my nephew, her name's Stacey. She's having another one as well next year. So they're popping out like anything, dear. Oh, I'm going to go and have to have a bag of Maltesers, I think, to help carry on putting on that weight that I seem to have been obtaining at the moment. You have a nice day. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye bye.